that if I had the Super Mario Brothers theme loaded, but I don't.
And also, it
Also,
would do that if we didn't want to get sued by Nintendo. But then Evan's purchasing might make up for that.
True.
maybe
I can't
I
believe
can find it for the
I thought you
Tech Twitch
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I just went in and I'm like, oh, you can. I thought these things are sold out. Fuck it, it's like $50. I'll buy it and just leave it in the box.
And we're officially live, gentlemen.
No.
And do you want to ask me how I'm doing now as opposed to before?
I think we already did that. Why would you ask someone how they're doing twice?
Keith, how are you doing today?
Of course, I'm
Eating
just
a
woken
biscuit.
up and eating biscuits and drinking tea.
Having your biscuits and tea.
That's a terrible accent.
I
You
don't know
should get a
what
job
you're
in the video
doing,
games
mate.
industry.
I actually played tennis today with someone
Pretty good
that
job.
was from northeastern UK, like not in Scotland or Wales, but close enough.
Yeah, where?
I can't remember
That's,
the name.
that's northwest.
Yeah.
Northwest.
Northeast would be like.
Sorry, it was
Newcastle.
north some other direction, but not south. So it was either east or west.
Great. So, just the north. That's fine.
I just remember the north part. But yeah, he's
That's what,
actually
like,
he's
most people in
actually
the UK just go the north and that's it. Just one blanket title.
he was
Or,
really
as they
good.
call it in Scotland, south.
Yes, of course. But Scotland's not the north. It's like south of England, Essex, the north, Scotland.
Well,
Yeah.
you've missed out the Midlands, and
I know.
well,
I
everyone
know,
really
South
wants to
Midlands,
miss out the
but-
Midlands,
Well, I
especially at
live
the
there,
moment.
so I don't- yeah, yeah, true. Luckily, it's the West Midlands and not the East Midlands as bad, but it's getting there. It's coming across.
Right. Before we get into how Dan's back and he seems to have driven off half of the rest of us, I was
Half of The Last of Us.
yeah. So yeah, Dan's not been around, and since Dan's not been here, we've had the most people on the show ever. Dan comes
know.
back,
And it's
and
some
it's just kind of
semblance
like
of
the
normal.
hardcore. Yeah.
And everyone
Just
goes,
putting
yeah,
two
I'm
and
not
two
on
together.
anymore. Yeah, it's fine. I understand.
Yes, hello.
I was
we are
gutted to
Pixel
miss
Pints.
last week, to be fair.
Shut up! I'm doing the intro now. Fucking hell.
Sorry.
See, that was Mitch. That was kind of South London estuary English. Estuary English. You don't pronounce U's. You pronounce them as A's. Fuck you.
Mate.
Yes, we are Pixel Pints. We are the only global gaming podcast that talks about two things that we enjoy, which are good beer and video games. We're not here to promote drinking. Any beers or brews we may be talking about aren't sponsoring us. I haven't done this intro for a while. That's why I'm skipping my words. Evan's not going to do a song this week. Thank fuck.
Yeah, there's nothing around me. I'm not gonna. No gimmicks.
Oh, I'm gutted. I've missed Evan's songs.
I've only done one.
I know.
Yeah, but unless you did a personal one for Dan that we didn't know about.
No, I think Dan hasn't watched the last couple episodes, and he just assumed I did a song, and now we know that he hasn't watched the last couple
Yeah, exactly.
episodes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, it's Dan thought the song was dedicated to him.
There you go.
I thought it was dedicated to Keith, wasn't it?
I don't know. I
No,
can't remember.
There was the line in there that sparked the cease and desist order, so it couldn't have been dedicated to me.
Yeah.
So, Matt, have you heard back from your solicitors, Kenner, Hasbro, and Mattel?
We've requested a continuance, and I believe that the judge is going to grant it, but still waiting for that order to come back. So we'll see.
Takes time.
Well, lawyers need to rack up their fees, don't they?
Yeah, it's generally how it works.
Right. We'll quickly whiz around the room, ask anyone if they've got any beers that they want to talk about, and we'll do the quiz, which may not work for our listening community because it's going to be a picture quiz. So, but I will describe the picture and then ask questions thereon. Matt, how's things in Vegas?
Starting to cool down, but
Well, it's only like 120.
starting to be in the lower hundreds now. But yeah, generally October and April are the best months here. So
The rest of the time it's just trash.
the rest of the time it's either hot or freezing. Yeah.
Okay. Visit Vegas.
Not
Mitch,
yet.
how's things?
Not yet. Not yet. They're not open.
Mitch, how's things with you?
Things are good.
How did your drug bust go? You weren't going to be here, but I knew you were playing tennis because you mentioned last time. So I created the backstory that you were infiltrating some kind of tennis drug ring.
Yeah, and Raf isn't here because I had to send him instead to go take care of it. So I expect to hear some, an update from Rafa whenever he gets the time to get back to me. So I don't know which country he's in because he seems to be all over the globe all the time. But I just know I'm supposed to be raking in the millions. So we'll see if it comes through. And then obviously, like McWomble, you'll get a slice. But no, everything's just the same. It's smoky outside now occasionally, so it's been interesting, especially with all the fires that have been going on. So I've actually never experienced. One day it was like a haze of smoke, and it was like,
Oh, really?
the light reflected off of it. It was all like, it wasn't as bad as if you see images of like Portland or San Francisco, but it was close enough to like the mediate of what that was. But it was just enough to go, wow, this is crazy, and it's not going to end. So we'll see. Hopefully they can get everything in check soon. And I love how we can see what Evan is doing because the reflection in the mirror. Yeah, there's a reflection. So we saw him close some blinds.
I opened them actually. Just a little bit of light in.
I'm glad you're wearing pants.
That would have been fucked up if you just saw I look my bare ass. Just opening curtains. Sorry.
Dan, I see you're wearing a Lions jersey. Does that mean you're pretending there's a Lions tour on at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're drinking beer at 8 o'clock in the morning?
No, actually, I did think about it. When I was watching Matt drink, I was like, I've got nothing to do today. I could start drinking now. That'd be great. But I've desisted on that, and I've had a glass of milk and some cookies.
Actually, now that you say that and you said Lions, I was thinking about Detroit, which Burkhoff could pull off. Like if he adjusted the beard, he could pull off a Matt Patricia. I could see that. Pencil in the ear.
He'd have to put on quite a considerable amount of weight.
Yes.
There you go.
No, glad to be back.
Good. Well done for
back
scaring
in
everyone else off.
Runnings at work.
Bunch of losers.
No worries. So that's what I'm here for. To scare everyone.
No, you're meant to create efficiency, and with less people, we'll be more efficient.
Yeah,
that's true. And people have got more time for me to speak.
And more time for Keith to cut off Burkhoff when he wants to speak.
Yeah, right. Moving on, Evan, how's things in Japan? What have you been impulse buying recently?
Yeah, I pre-ordered Super Mario 3D Collection, as it's called here. Not a fan of that name. Super Mario 3D World. And I went down to pick up my copy of Collection, and they just had those little Game & Watch Nifty. Can I say Nifty? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Nifty Game & Watch little Super Mario things. That's an old Midwestern kind of a
yeah.
nice,
I was gonna say it's a Wisconsin thing. Nifty is.
Oh yeah, Nifty, yeah. Yeah, picked up one of those little Game & Watch things that I just thought were sold out. So I kind of did a double take. I'm like, oh, okay, $50. If you want to do it in exchange, do a US to yen exchange or yen to US exchange. So picked that up, and I don't play anything on my Switch, and all of a sudden Nintendo's trying to take all my money. I don't know what's going on. Now I'm looking at the Calamity Warriors game in Zelda. It's like, oh, I can see what happened 100 years before everyone lost.
So it's the DLC that should have been in the game in the first place?
I mean, there's an argument for that, I suppose, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Is it
I don't
Mitch?
think there was
Evan has to agree that everything that Nintendo does is great. Otherwise, the guys who kidnapped him before will bundle him into the van again and take him off to the Nintendo Rehabilitation Center.
Apparently, I pour as bad as Evan does.
Oh, that's okay. Head's not a bad thing.
It's
Coming
not a
from the guy
euphemism.
that does it horribly.
That's not a euphemism either.
No, it is not.
This is definitely rated M on.
There's been a few of these
Matt,
I've had to mark
best-
not safe for
Best
work.
segue we've done. So get on to beers. For the love of God, I don't want to talk about Evan's Head anymore.
Yeah, so I'm drinking Arrogant Bastard Ale.
Great, that's a great beer.
This is
Brewed by me.
I think this is the first time I've had this on here. I don't think I've ever had it on.
No, you haven't had it before, or on the old show either.
Yeah, or on Beer Under It. But this is the beer that got me into craft beers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is an American strong ale. It's 7.2%. Nice session beer. But yeah, I saw it on the shelf and was talking to a guy, and he was like, "Yeah, this is American craft beer. It's brewed in San Diego or Escondido." And so yeah, I checked it out, and this led me down the path of trying all kinds of different beers.
One beer to rule them all, and
Yeah.
one beer to find them.
It's
Darkness bind them.
it's kind of hoppy like a IPA, but not. It doesn't burn the enamel off your teeth. And it does have
Good sign.
yeah, and it does have like a heavy malt drop to the flavor. It just kind of hits you and then dissipates. And decent head retention. So that's the beer that I've got this week.
Delicious beer.
I'm not currently drinking a beer, but the last beer I had, which I hated and realised why did I drink it, because on one of our first reviews I realised I don't like them, was the Brewdog Coffee Stout, Vietnamese. I can't actually remember the name of the drink, but I was like, yeah, this looks cool and the can looks good. And I poured it and I was like, oh, this is horrendous. So but I didn't think of you, Matt, and said, I think Matt will quite like this. I think Matt will like it. I don't, but I think Matt might like this.
Yeah, I'm a fan of coffee stouts. They're pretty good.
Evan,
Beers. I just actually finished drinking my Picari Sweat.
Oh, I love Picari.
And wait. So I'm.
who is Picari? And is this a Twitch streamer that's doing what that other woman did and selling a
sounds like
bathwater?
It's a great
username.
energy drink with like.
Yeah, it's basically like a Gatorade or a Powerade.
Yeah,
like electrolyte
awesome.
drink.
Other brands are available.
It's the one drink I miss living back in the UK. I used to religiously drink that with a hangover.
Oh,
after
really?
hangover the next morning. Yeah, Picari Sweat. Oh, great way to start the day.
Interesting.
I'm drinking the Super. Oh wait, that's not a beer.
Yeah.
That's the Super Mario 3D collection. Sorry, I get those mixed up all the time. I'm
So
drinking.
basically, he's trying to pull a game out of a hat out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just actually I got this kind of neat little thing with it. It's just like a little.
Is it pocket tissues?
It's just a little sleeve that you could like put money in, I guess. Like I don't know. And then I got this little notebook.
Or pocket tissues?
No,
Yeah.
it's a little
I'd
sleeve.
rather
You put
get
the
pocket
money in to
tissues.
buy the game, even though you bought the game and got the sleeve. So they
There
just
you
want
go.
you to buy the game again.
And then, well, yeah, I actually thought about buying a copy and not opening it, but I talked myself out of that really quickly. The beer I'm drinking today is a beer I've actually never had before, and I've never heard of the brewery. It's a place called Atami, which is in Shizuoka. Shizuoka Prefecture is quite close to Tokyo. It's in the Kanto region. And Atami is a stop on the train line leading to Tokyo, so everyone's very familiar with it. They're known for like their onsens and stuff. So this is this label's all over the place with the wording. It's dramatic Atami Roman Pale Ale Atami beer. So what comes first and what comes last? I'm not okay. Oh, it says it on the back here. Atami beer Roman, and it's a pale ale. But that's not even the name of the brewery. The name of the brewery is Wind Valley Beer, and you see Mount Fuji on the bottle cap here because
Oh, cool.
Fuji is located in Shizuoka Prefecture, and they use the water used in this is close to Mount Fuji, the area. Apparently, the water is very beautiful and clean, so they use it for their beer. So on here, this is a pale ale. Now, I was interested to see whether or not it's American pale ale or not. Usually, if it's American, they'll state that. But on the back here, it says that they use barley from southern Hakone, which is in Shizuoka. And it says the malt and hops is from England. So this is an English pale ale.
Huh.
So I guess like with an American pale ale, you're going to get more like citrusy, kind of fruity hop or aroma from like Cascade hops in that. And from what Mr. Mosh told me last night when we were hanging out, he said the English hops that is used is a bit more herbal and spicy, and definitely a lot more nutty. English beers tend to be a lot more nutty, and the malt flavor is.
Yeah, the English are a little nutty. Well, come on, that was a good joke, guys.
I honestly wish that I could play the
Sorry,
clip from Austin Powers where he goes, "It's a bit nutty."
It's a bit nutty.
Yeah, that's definitely more of a pale ale. It's a bit too carbonated for my taste. When I think a pale ale, I don't really think a lot of like a real ale. If I want a pale ale, I want like a proper real ale that's not a lot of carbonation, but it's definitely nutty. So it's not a characteristic of like an American pale ale. The head dissipated really, really quickly. You should have seen it when I first poured it. It was as terrible as I usually do. That went away. Slightly hazy, kind of a dark, deep gold. This is, I like this. I've had so many American pale ales recently, and I haven't had an English one in a while, and I do like the balance of the dryness and the bitterness of this beer. So yeah, this is quite nice. I like it.
Good. Mitch.
Oh wait,
What's
I like this one. It's good. Thank you so much.
Unlike the other two that I wanted to pour down the sink.
Obviously, you can't see. But she was about to go back in the bedroom, and then she like peeked around the corner. I was like, "Yeah, I like this one. I like it. I'm serious. I'm not lying. Do you believe me?"
Mitch, what have you got? Whilst I cough.
Oh, it's not beer. It's
Right.
it's just
That was
Mexican.
quick.
It's Mexican soda.
Paritos.
Last beer I had was a Hobgoblin Gold from Witchwood Brewery.
Yes,
Delicious.
I'm very jealous of that.
Did you pick up
pack
like a big pack of
Pack
that?
of 12 for £10 in Sainsbury's at the moment. Got the rest of it in the
Whoa.
fridge.
Wow, that is a steal.
Unlike the Kanoa Big Wave Golden Ale, it actually fucking tasted something.
Have you guys received any parcels, by the way?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so I don't know where that's happened to that then.
Quite a,
Follow the tracking numbers. But what I have got
I
instead
do,
this
might
morning,
need to.
because I'm not drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning, I saw these. Okay, background's getting switched off at the moment.
no, I see beer. I mean, that is a huge.
I couldn't
Three
see.
beers.
I couldn't see what it was.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Craft beer
Chocolates.
Fancy.
Does it taste like chocolate and beer?
Well, I'll tell you momentarily.
chocolate. Last time I had a
Boxing
craft beer
and
chocolate,
taste.
it wasn't great, but we'll give it. See what you think.
If I could get the bloody sticker off. There we go. Right, so there's salted caramel, Cornish pale ale, and London porter.
Oh, you gotta go with the London Porter.
Yep.
And they are little pint
Look,
glass
look,
shaped.
look at it.
Itty bitty.
Oh, crunch.
Nothing better but chocolate for breakfast.
Let's just start expanding. We'll do like a beer
I've got
session.
a shortbread. So, but
Chocolates,
not
cheeses.
healthy.
Yeah.
Breads.
become a food. We just grew up.
Let's start reviewing.
Podcast.
Let's start reviewing bread.
I'll kid you not. My wife and I went
Bread is
down
great.
a rabbit hole watching sourdough videos on how to make sourdough
yeah.
bread.
It is so cool to watch making sourdough.
So
I was gonna say Mick Womble should have had like a meter raising up and down by the satisfaction of this chocolate as he's chewing it, of going no.
How was that roller coaster
Unfortunately,
ride?
unfortunately, I don't get much kind of beer flavour out of it. It's just mainly dark chocolate. So I'll
Standard.
try the other ones at some point. But I've got two different kinds of tea. I've got proper tea in a mug, and I've got iced tea to have
Nice.
once that's finished.
Oh,
Nice.
by the way, before I forget, 7:25 on the train this morning. I look over this guy across the way. 7:25 a.m. Saturday morning. Just finishes off a giant tall boy of beer, and then busts out a 3DS and started playing it. It's like, this guy is living life. I got to go to
That
work.
guy's-
I wish I could be where that guy is. That is right now.
That guy's got problems. So we're going to do the quiz now. I'm going to
We
Quizmaster.
got even teams. Like it was meant for me to be here.
yep.
Oh, it was set in
I
the
missed-
pre-order stars. So
I
we're
miss
going
being with
to.
Evan. It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
Is it because you were worried about his head? I'm
Maybe a little bit.
right. So I'm going to put the first picture up. You know your teams. It's Matt and Mitch and
Oh,
Team Devon.
Matt, Mitch, and Team Devon. I appreciate you really putting the effort in our name here.
Yep. Right. So
Mass
I'm going
Effect.
to move my head out of the way. I'll move my entire body
Mass
out of the way.
Effect.
Actually.
3. Yeah, that's
well,
3.
the picture is from the Citadel
Citadel,
The
DLC.
yeah.
DLC. Yeah.
One of the best pieces of DLC ever made.
Don't tell me we
but-
have to try to name as many characters as we can.
Oh no, that would be a question for me if the quiz were flipped. But the question is, and since there's two teams, there are 6 characters in this photograph only known by one name. You're going
6
to take it in
characters.
turns to. You're going to take it in turns to see if you can name them all, starting with Dan and Evan, since you are behind by 4 points.
What do you mean only known by one name? Like Seal?
They don't have a last name.
Yeah,
They don't.
I
They're not
know what
known
he
by-
means, but
I know what he means too. I have one in my head, but I still got to think about the other ones.
I've got 2. But
I can't even name any of these. I don't remember anyone's name. What's that guy's? What's the best guy's name? The Gareth? Garrett?
Sorry.
You just want to
Alright,
say
Dan-
Geralt while you're at it?
Yeah.
Dan's
There's
totally
the,
disinterested. He's
in-
trying
in-
to tank the quiz for you.
Encore, Encyclopedia,
I'm
the
just
robot.
I'm just gonna say that he does have a
The
second
Tel-
name.
the
It's
Tel-
Vicarian.
The robot that the Talbots made. What is that thing? The Geth? The Geth. What's the Enigma?
What about Jack? Is Jack in that photo?
She is in
Yes,
the photo.
she is in that photo. That is 2 points.
How about Tally? What's her name? Talbot?
Stop.
We don't get 2.
Yeah.
It's one time at a
sorry.
one
Okay.
at a time. You're giving them an answer.
No, they know. I don't know
Yeah,
anything.
but
I'm not giving anything
again,
away.
Right,
Yeah, but it's
so
Tally
Matt-
Zora, so it's 2.
Yeah,
names.
I was gonna
Well,
say
technically-
Rex is one for
No,
sure.
or not Rex.
Yeah, and technically Tali would be Tali Zora of Us Normandy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about
Gosh.
Tally. I'm talking about Rex. Isn't Rex
Gonna leave
one
this
No,
of
it's
the group
it's not
grunt
Rex.
characters? Sorry, what?
It's not Rex.
Oh,
That's his clan name. Matt,
Yeah.
at least Matt's
Oh
actually.
my god.
altering.
You guys
It's
know
been-
too much about this fucking
it's been a
game.
long time since I played Mass Effect. Holy shit. Oh.
It is really hard to look at the image, though.
What's the AI's name that turns into
Yeah,
the
can I
robot?
throw that out there for 2 points?
Yeah.
Legion.
Oh, it doesn't even
Legion's
start with
not-
an E. I was way off.
Legion's not in the photograph.
Oh, he's not. Oh, okay.
It's hard to
But
see
I'll
your
ta-
image, to be honest.
I'll take Legion as a companion character from Mass Effect, so I will take that for 2 points.
Okay.
Passing it over. Dan,
Can you move your head to the right really quick? You're blocking one person. I just don't know who it is.
Oh, that's Commander Shepard.
Oh, okay.
The guy, the
Wait, does Shepard count?
No.
No, because Commander is
Right.
not
But
one
did he?
name,
But
is
he say it had to be a companion?
He said the people in the image.
Shepard's in the image.
Shepard's in the image.
Just behind my head.
And you name,
Um,
you give him a first name or her a first name. So
Only known in the game
Oh,
with one name.
um,
And it's Matt and Dan.
oh, sorry.
Sorry, it's Dan and Evan. who are
Monris?
talking.
We're helping them. Sorry.
the only name I can think of now.
Okay, Dan just got the hardest one.
wait.
I can only remember 2 names from the game. They're the 2 that
So
I
he's got-
remembered. So I'm
got
going to give
Morris.
up now.
oh,
Who,
all right.
So
Is he in the photo?
I'm going to give you.
I'm just like naming names. I'm just like racking my
I'm going to
brain.
give you an extra point for that one.
nice. Thanks for carrying this team, Devin. Oh wait, I'm
Wait,
including
wait.
that, so you're welcome.
So you're saying Shepard does count?
Are they referred to only by one name throughout the franchise?
Is Commander their first name?
No.
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 Okay,
That's the
then
title.
say Shepard. Yeah,
No,
for
2
'cause
sure.
points.
You're
Thank you.
giving him 2 points for that because
Of
you
course.
name Shepard though. You give them a first name.
Yeah, but they're not
But
known
they're
in the
not-
game by anything.
But he's in your
other than
team, so
Shepard.
you want to
Okay.
get the points.
All right.
Don't complain. I got you 2 points. Damn it.
I was gonna say your name shows up at the end, right? It's engraved in that
It just says Shepard.
wall.
Yeah, just
Oh,
the
I
Shepard.
thought it said.
It never says your full name. There's the only time it ever says your full name is in the first menu screen when you
Where
do that.
When you give
input
them
the
your name.
title.
Yeah.
And then 2, your backstory lists your name, your first name. Besides that, your name is never anywhere else.
All
It's
right.
just Shepard.
So is it back?
I
Is it
don't
back to
remember.
Devin?
Yeah, it's back to
Yes.
I
Devin.
know that
Right.
I know that Monolith has had a mother who's a character, but I can't remember what her name was.
Who's the? I don't even remember the names of these species. The blue woman with like the octopus head and the mother with
She
the
in
red
this
armor.
photo?
She's like they call them a mother or something like a
They're sorry.
yeah the Asari. She's in 2, I think, with the red armor. I don't remember her name though, so that's not very helpful at all.
I don't know.
I don't know any of these people's names. I said Talbot, so you know I'm out.
Okay.
What
You-
about
well, there's-
what about Zaid?
No, his surname's Masani.
Oh,
That's right.
okay. I forgot that.
Right, shall we move on since you all seem
Yeah.
exhausted by this? Right, so you missed Joker.
Fuck.
No,
Oh.
Joker Moreau.
But he's only known by Joker in the entire
Damn it.
series
Why did
of
I
three
not think
games.
of that?
Okay.
And then the person that caused some controversy by being the DLC character in
Yeah,
Mass
I
Effect
couldn't
3,
remember his name though. Like I knew it was that guy, but I just didn't know it. It was,
Javik.
oh,
Yeah,
Is that
Java.
I
the
completely
asshole
forgot about
Prothean?
him.
Yeah, he's the Prothean
Yeah, the
guy that
Prothean.
you had to
And then
have.
the person that Dan was thinking of was Samara.
Samara, yeah.
Is that
Couldn't think
the
of her name.
girl the
Yes.
sorry with the red armor?
Yes.
Yes.
So that
Yeah,
was
that's
one of
when
them. I
you-
just didn't remember the name. All right.
Yeah, I couldn't remember her name.
Well, thanks, Dan. You got us some points, so got us 3 points.
McWomble, just understand. None of us understand Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect 1 like you do. So don't give us a quiz like that.
Well, it's not. That's not it.
It's
There's
not.
more.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. There's more.
Right. So who?
Picture 1.
Hmm.
What the fuck is this?
Are
From?
we supposed to guess what game this is in?
Yep.
Far
I wanna say-
Cry.
Is that the question?
Yeah.
Oh wait, whose question is it to?
Well, you both kind of gave up, so I don't know. Shall I give up and just offer it out?
No,
there?
no.
Far Cry 4,
I think everyone-
isn't
No,
it?
pick somebody. Pick somebody.
So who answered last?
We got the
We
last one
did.
correct.
Yeah.
We answered last.
Okay.
We didn't
so
have an answer.
It is. Okay, I've got the points around the wrong way. So that was 2, 3, and you got 2, 2, 2. So it is Matt and Mitch's question since you guys answered last.
Why do I feel like it's Shenmue?
Is it? No, I think it's Far Cry 4.
I've never played Far Cry, so I can't attest to any of that. But it's either that it looks too good to be Far Cry. Sounds hurtful to say,
Those games
It
look
looks
pretty
that
good.
but it's yours. You take it.
Final answer: Far Cry 4.
It's wrong.
What is it?
Ooh.
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
give it to the
offer
other
it
people
over.
first.
All right. Okay.
Evan, what do we think?
You got like that weird
Un-
that land. I'm just
Uncharted?
that might be. I can only guess.
No.
What other games take place in a jungle area? I don't remember an elephant like carved
Like
out of
no.
a.
None of the new Lara Croft games, no.
No. But
Thinking that kind of vibe though.
I guess if we say Uncharted, we'd have to specifically say which one, obviously, right?
Yeah, of course.
That doesn't look like
I
part.
don't know.
That's not Madagascar for sure. That
No.
Madagascar looks way better than that. I'm just looking at this kind of lantern thing. Oh, is that Uncharted Lost Legacy?
Oh, that's not a bad.
I
shout.
don't remember an elephant being carved out of stone,
I don't know.
but I don't have any other good answers.
Is that what you want to go with then?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you want to just go with that?
Yeah,
Sure.
So you think it's Uncharted Lost Legacy?
Yeah.
It is Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Damn it! That was gonna give it a
Yes.
second guess because the elephant. That was my.
I was gonna say it looked like that kind of genre.
I
of
remember
game, so good job.
the India chapter 4. I'm like, I don't, because those lanterns reminded me. I was like, I've seen those in an Uncharted game, but what game would have an elephant in it?
Right, last one. So, starting with Team Devon,
That
can
looks
you
like
can you name the stage that is in the picture from Street Fighter? It's one of the bonus stages, and it's known by 3 different names, and I would accept any of them.
is this that's Cody, right? Looks like Street Fighter Alpha 3, but maybe it looks too good to be Street Fighter Alpha 3. That's like that's the car destroying stage. That's 3 words, but I don't know if that's what it's called. The bonus known by 3 words, bonus stage
No,
2.
3. It's 3 different names, but all depicting the same thing.
Oh. Like nicknames?
No, stage names. So there are 3
gotta be-
different names for this bonus stage, and I'll accept any of the 3.
I'm thinking it's got to be like bonus stage 1 or bonus stage 2 or something like that. What other name could it be? Because it's the
I
one
don't
where you
know.
destroy the car in under like 10 seconds
Yeah.
or something. If it's 3 names, is it like bonus stage 1, 2, and 3?
No,
Or
no,
just
it's
bonus
known
stage?
by 3 names.
It's known by
Yeah,
3
that's right.
names, so it is a bonus stage known by 3 different names.
I don't know, man. I would say just bonus stage, because unless you have something better.
No, I don't have anything, mate. So you go for that.
Right, passing it over.
Don't
So it's
even
not
look at
that
me.
then.
Don't even look
Okay.
at me. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean,
never-
other than knowing that Cody is in the stage in this screenshot, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna go with like Prison Planet or something.
Or something.
It's kind of.
I
it's
was
kind of-
thinking prison related, but I didn't know what.
No, that's just his outfit. So this Evan was on the closest track, so I'll give him 1 point for.
Bonus round?
For bonus
No,
stage.
I'll give him 1 point because he was closest, because he mentioned that it was the one where you smash the car.
Right.
So it's kind of a say what you see thing. So it's car
Car
smash.
smash stage.
Yes. So there you go. Car smash, car bash, or car.
Wow.
You should have gone with that. Was your first thought, Evan, and then you thought it can't be that,
like
and then you moved away from
quite
it.
literally, car smashing stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And second, Second question is, you were right. Cody is in here from Street Fighter. But what? Oh, so this is a question for Matt and Mitch. What game did Cody first appear in as a Street Fighter spin-off before appearing in the Street Fighter franchise proper?
Good luck.
Yeah, I know the first time I remember seeing him was in Alpha. Shit, I don't know.
Just say a Street Fighter alternative game that you can think of, because I don't know any. To be honest,
it's a Capcom property, obviously, and it was mid to late 90s. But yeah, I have no idea. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, passing it over.
Well, he was in Final Fight.
Correct. 2 points to Evan. And a bonus
good
10
idea.
points if you can name the guy who's crying in the back because Cody just smashed his car.
He looks so small. But is that Haggard?
No.
Mick
He was
Womble,
a-
I'm way too young for this question.
Dan.
I'm way young. I'm way young for this entire section.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're going on about. I was never in Street
This is all
Fighter.
before my time. That's how crazy.
This is a deep ass cut, dude.
Yeah. You need to know the law.
I don't know.
Right, it's Doug.
His name is Doug. He's called Doug.
He's
See,
called
taking
Doug.
the-
Amazing.
See, give me Resident Evil questions, McWomble. I'll rock those, but don't give me this.
On the last two, Julian's probably screaming at you now, watching this back, saying, "How do you not know it's Car Smash stage?"
Right.
Oh, I thought, how did you not know his name is Doug?
I don't know. I don't know if Julian would have known it was Doug because that was from Final Fight originally.
So
Right. So enough of that. Matt, you're back behind.
by how many points?
So you're on 54. You're now on 60. Evan was on 50. He's now. Oh no, you're not. You're,
Yeah, I was
Evan,
like,
you're behind
he
by
didn't
1
score-
point.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
Okay.
didn't score that many.
All right,
so I'm
Dan,
still ahead.
sorry, I'm going to refer to the
closed the
collective as
gap.
Devin. So when I say Devin, I'm referring to you and myself at the same time. Devin,
That's why you've got behind Evan, because I haven't been here.
Yeah.
Help us
I
along.
had some pretty bad weeks. Thanks for being on.
Teammates.
Appreciate it.
They weren't me.
Right. Okay. So talking about pre-ordering, we're going to talk about PlayStation. I haven't been able to
Mitch
pre-order one.
provided the atmosphere with the blue lighting.
So I fuck PlayStation because I can't get one.
You tried.
Oh man.
PlayStation,
fair,
PlayStation games are for
it was a shit
babies.
show.
Xbox is the way forward.
Who tried to pre-order it?
It's music to Burkoff's ears.
Ben tried.
So what
Womble
happened was, so watched the showcase on the night before with Mitch and Liam, and then it was about when we all got off and I finished. It was about 10:30, 11. I worked the next day, and it was like, oh, they'll release sometime tomorrow. So I'm thinking maybe like 7, 8 a.m. the pre-orders will go live. So I just go to bed happily, not even thinking about it. Get up at 5 a.m. to see Rafa and Liam going, ha, we've got them on game. And I'm like, who's up at midnight bloody pre-ordering? And why? That's like, yeah, just next day. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, anyone else who released at midnight. And then I saw that Amazon was at 9 a.m. So I was like, bollocks. I've got my A-level class.
Well, I think
And
the
then-
biggest story that like honestly is lost in this is that this isn't Sony's fault in regards to
No,
the
no, it's
pre-orders
not.
launching early. All the retailers
But
broke their agreements and
no,
released them early.
what I'd say was Sony did screw up because they have been mixed. They're too much mixed messaging. Like with Xbox, they said it's on this day, blah, 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 blah. Even I think in the UK this time. Whereas what Sony should have done was it's pre-orders are from this time tomorrow in every country or whatever. and then there wouldn't have been any of this. Let's release it at midnight. 'Cause they
Well,
wouldn't have
sorry.
done.
Let's be truthful here, though. The only time Microsoft released actual timestamps was when the Sony meltdown happened.
Well,
Microsoft
timestamps.
Microsoft only gave a date.
Yeah,
when
they
they
did.
announced their
September.
pre-orders. When they announced their pre-orders, which yes, did they give more time for someone to take their time to be able to do a pre-order? It's not like 24-hour notice. Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
It wasn't even 24-hour notice. It was 3-hour notice.
But it was supposed to be. But that's the issue. It's supposed to. But Dan, it's supposed to be 24 hours, and it wasn't because the retailers broke their agreements, and that's not Sony's fault that they did that.
I think it's a bit. I think I kind of think it is Sony's fault because I know the retailers put them on maybe too early, but I think if you tell any retailer it's out tomorrow, with now online capabilities, they're always going to put the pre-orders at midnight.
But they will do the same thing. They're going to do the same thing with Xbox then. But Xbox is.
Well, I think Xbox will put timestamps, so I think they
probably. And they also push it out about a month, right? Like the pre-orders were 2-3 weeks out.
It was going to be a rush. No one had any time to think. Retailers were like, we're just going to do whatever we want.
Well, the retailers had time. Retailers knew when the pre-orders were going to be up. It's just the public didn't know when pre-orders were going to be up.
I think there's a COVID impact as well on this, which is retailers are suffering and they're thinking.
And they want the money now.
Yeah, they want the money now.
That's a good point.
And even though and to be truthfully honest, I think Microsoft is going to have the similar issue because in hell, these retailers are going to get punished by Microsoft. If they got away with it with Sony, they will get away with it with Microsoft.
Big retailers have way too much power in the States. I don't know about the UK. In Japan, it's the other way around.
It's basically just Amazon.
They have the distribution power. So if you want to sell your console, you got to sell it through them. So I will not be surprised if Microsoft's people, not Microsoft, but retailers will release the pre-orders for Microsoft early. I would not be surprised.
So talking about getting screwed, just because I saw that Matt wanted to say something, so I wanted to make sure I got in first. I did a small amount of conversion of the price, and people in the UK are getting shafted.
By how much? What are we looking at?
Right, so current conversion rates, $499 would be £385. UK price is £449.
No, but which is the same price, Keith? It's we're actually saving we get it £2 cheaper because our tax is included, whereas in the US the tax isn't. So if you looked at Shane actually paid $438 or whatever it is. Right. It's our tax rate that's shafting us, because we pay 20% tax on that. So actually, if you take the tax off, it's about £380 to retail.
Your tax is 20%?
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's what we get shafted because of our tax rate.
Wow. Value add, baby.
Yeah.
Well, it must be. That must mean that you get a lot of value from your PS5. And 449 is 60,000 yen. Price in Japan 49,000.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, so it's like slightly less with the exchange.
Is that including tax as well in Japanese pricing?
So like it said, like on top, 49,800 yen would not include tax. It's got to be more than that. And tax in Japan is across the board 10%. It's not like
so you will be paying less tax because you've got less tax. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Weirdly enough, with the Pro, when the Pro came out, it was $400, but in Japan they slapped an extra 5,000 yen onto that for some reason. So I was worried they would do it for basically what would amount to $550, but they didn't. They just did flat $498. So yeah, not complaining with that. Seems like everything across the board. Although Demon Souls is like 8,000 yen, which is almost like $80, which is I'm not paying that for a game. I'm fine with paying 70 because that's already basically what we pay in Japan. But game price wise, like I'm not ready to slap another $10 on top of that.
Unless it's a Nintendo property and it actually comes in a little
Well, yeah, I get,
Was it
get
a
a
Get a
little
little
wallet?
wallet. To,
Little
get a
wallet?
little notepad with a couple
Notepad.
Mario characters on it. That's worth $10, right? I'd pay $10 for this.
You should put that in your desk for your students.
Be like, yeah, as they're walking by the teacher's room, nerd, nerd.
I do think, and I can't. Liam's not here, but he's adamant that they're not going to put the price up by £10 in the UK. I think he's living in a dream world. I think they're going to be 70 quid. There's already like retailers at this point.
you mean
put
50,
those prices out there.
55.99 rather than, well, actually, I've seen games in the UK vary from 44.99 all the
on
way up
Smith's
to
Toy
50,
Store.
54.99 depending on the title. So there is already price variance.
On Smith's Toy Store, to get Demon Souls at launch with your console, it was $69.99.
So they're doing it on.
Yeah, but is it going to matter if you have an all digital version?
No, we'll see whatever. Really, it depends what Sony, the Sony store price at.
Do we
Well,
want
it'll
to
price it the same
into-
as retail. There's no way they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into the actual showcase, which...
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, I think we should get into the
Right.
showcase. Yeah.
So my favourite thing in the entire showcase was the interstitials. Oh, the squares and circles and
Oh, the
crosses and
transitions.
triangles. They looked absolutely exquisite. I mean,
Especially that plus.
Oh, that PlayStation Plus one. Oh, God.
Oh, yellow.
Oh.
It's like, I can't believe how long they teased that. Like, what are you doing? Get on
Yeah, so they
with
said
it. I
big
get it.
PlayStation Plus announcement, and then like 10 seconds later, they're still showing the thing moving up and down.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? One thing I was surprised that neither Microsoft or Sony have mentioned, because we're a balanced podcast, we talk about both. We're not fanboys, other than a few people who aren't here today. The lack of social features, because so much was made about social integration during the current generation, because it's still current because the new ones haven't launched yet. At the beginning of that is, oh yeah, we're going to integrate Facebook and your fucking electronic fridge, and you'll be able to hook it up to your iPhone.
That all-in-one device.
Yeah, so much was made about that, and literally this time around, it's nothing, not even a mention. And that was supposed to be one of the big reasons for people to try and purchase the PlayStation camera with the PS5 to make it easy for people to stream. But so yeah, we'll just put all these accessories out, not tell you the price, and not tell you how to integrate them into your gameplay experience.
Actually, I think the camera is meant for Move. I mean, not Move. Sorry, VR.
VR.
And it'll be
VR2.
the new camera standard for VR 2.0, whatever that's going to be.
Yeah, but you should be able to use it to stream as well.
Right,
Oh,
but
totally.
but Mick Womble
you
saying
can.
like that is
You
the
can
thing
do it.
it's meant for, and I
I'm
don't.
saying
we
that,
haven't
that is a
haven't seen
purpose
any of
that that's a purpose
Yeah.
that previous generation people
Correct.
were making a big deal about, but this time around, nothing, not even a whiff.
Well, I
the
think-
controller. Sorry, the controller. You know, the digital media controller was quite a big one, because obviously now you've got Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and
Hulu,
I don't know what the other one is.
Pluto
Is
TV.
it- oh, in the US,
everything.
one,
No,
you've got
I mean
Hulu, which
he's talking
legally
about
don't have,
an actual button for
Button.
it.
Oh,
You have a button for
you have a
those
button to
three
press,
brands.
and so you just from what I watched is you can just press that button and your console will turn on and go straight to that. It won't. You won't have your loading screen. You won't have your home screen. It'll just go to that application.
Yeah,
Is it
I
worth for
think-
NFL Game
Like
Pass?
TV might.
I think from this generation, I think both companies have learned, but I think specifically Microsoft, because they're the one that really pushed connectivity in your home as the Xbox One being the all-in-one encompassing device for your home. And I think they learned very quickly that no one gives a shit about that. Like that's not what the device is meant for gamers. Gamers is
Yeah,
meant
that's
to play.
definitely
It's meant to
secondary.
play
Yeah.
games. That is secondary.
well,
So I
especially
think the reason they haven't done that is because I think they understand is an example for both of these is every conference so far announcing of these consoles, it's all about the games. That's all it's been. and that's
Yeah,
what it's
and
meant for.
it should be, especially now, because these consoles need 4K TVs, which are gonna be smart TVs, which are gonna have all that shit built
All
in.
those, yep.
You know, like you don't
Everyone
need.
knows how to use that stuff now, and they know it's going to be an option on the system to download as an app. So like, don't even waste
Well,
time.
like an
Yeah, but-
example, Evan, like
Yeah.
I used to on my PS3, I used to use Netflix on there. Now I don't even touch it on my PS4. I don't even have it downloaded on my PS4. I just use like a Chromecast and cast it
okay.
to my television, or my like Matt said, that
It's built
smart
into your
TVs are out
TV,
there. It's
yeah.
built into your TV already.
Yeah.
So like, it's no longer needed. So I think they realized
I
that
exclusively
it can't
watch
be that.
Netflix through my PS4 because the
Actually,
Wi-Fi
yeah,
on my
me too.
I
TV's
watch-
broken.
That's a
I
Sony
watch everything.
fanboy at his finest.
No, I
The-
watch everything through my PS4 as well. I don't use my smart TV because I'd have to put in a separate Ethernet cable into my TV to
Oh.
do that. And
Gotcha.
the only reason
I
why.
only do it through my PS4 because my TV's fucking old. But when I buy
yeah,
a
there you go.
PS5 or a Series X, I'm gonna buy a new TV. So
Sure.
And funnily enough, I've just bought a new 50-inch Samsung for my wife. Stupid mistake because it's better quality than my current UHD TV in the gaming room. So, but never mind. And I've turned on Ghost of Tsushima. I was like, damn it! Now I'm going to have to go back to the other screen. It's not going to look as good. Never mind. But I was taking the big screen out of the lounge, and she was like, "Hey, where's my flat screen gone?" So I was then asked to go and get her one. But the new smart controller with that has all the Netflix and thingy buttons on the controller.
Yeah.
And since then, she hasn't even turned on the PlayStation 4 to watch Netflix. She's just been using the TV. So I think she'll go using the TV way, whereas I'll probably still use the PlayStation for it.
yeah,
But yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, going back to the point I was making. Initially, PlayStation made a massive deal about the share button.
yeah, and so
This
did
time
so did
round,
Xbox.
They've mentioned that They've mentioned that the share button still exists, but it's not a share button anymore. What is it? What did they say? It's not. It's no longer called.
It's the what is it called?
It's-
So
it's
it's
the
just getting
experience
more
button.
It's getting more abstract
feel.
with the
The feel button.
It's the experience button.
experience button. That's what I was thinking.
Imagine they just like
Experience.
they put the whole word like below it, like as
No,
small as possible.
it's wrapped around the button, so
Experience.
experience.
What is that button
So
called?
Erebus
I'll have a
Jones said it was the create button.
Thank you.
Create.
Oh, okay.
So this
Create
is what-
buttons.
so they're thinking. So they must be talking about. They must be thinking about better integration with streaming to YouTube, or doing something simple as about linking up your Instagram account,
I think
because
it's
you
more,
can't do that
I-
on PlayStation
well,
at the moment.
I think the biggest thing is just giving the player more accessibility of being able to not only create cool videos of their gameplay experiences. So I know they said that they're gonna have more customization on there with filters. Like I just imagine
Right.
Ghost of
I remember
Tsushima type
talking
of
about
like
that.
but on every game with your create button. And then you can link it to your Twitter and your Instagram and post it there. I think they're just, to be honest, I think if we want to say like one of the companies has done a really good job of like how to share gameplay, it's been Sony in that share button. And I think they have that it has sold itself throughout the generation already, that people don't even have to
man.
know what the share button is. They just
That's the only reason I want to get it, man.
You're familiar with the share button, aren't you?
Evan's got a lot of.
Evan is.
Let's just say I'm going to be creating a lot of things. if I can get the system, I'm in the raffle. The raffle.
You in the
system
raffle?
now. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in the raffle. So we'll see what happens.
But yeah, so like
Sorry, Mitch. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. But I was just saying that, like, you know, that's the point, is that they've
Right.
done such a good job of advertising that create button through Twitter, and Sony owns social media of all the gaming companies, so it's not a challenge for them to try to sell that button anymore because it's already been sold.
Right. So
Do you think? Oh, sorry.
I was going to move us on to actually talk about the games that they showed.
Yeah.
So,
it's cool.
what was Liam's face like when Final Fantasy 16 was announced?
He got the game wrong. He got the game wrong. He says, and I said it's Final Fantasy. He goes, no, it's not. He said something else, and I said, it
Yeah.
is.
Wow, I think he's being called out.
That was the
I
best
think
moment
as
of
soon as he
the
saw
cast.
Titan, he was like, okay, Okay, it's Final Fantasy.
Can anyone guess my reaction?
You didn't give a
Did you
shit?
fall
Not
asleep?
even.
You,
Yeah.
Did you get up and walk away?
It was there's a character model that looks like a girl but is voiced by a man. There's a little boy who turns into a phoenix and battles a giant flaming monster who previous to that was a man that was on fire with black eyes. Yeah, this is Final Fantasy. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you hit all the bulletin points. I mean,
I'm actually probably going to play.
I'm
this
actually
one.
I'm
It's
actually
back in
really
medieval
excited about this
setting.
one too.
I was less excited for 15, but now it's getting back into medieval. I probably will play it.
Matt, I'm curious. I mean, I kind
Final
of know
Fantasy
how you
on-
feel, but I want to hear what you.
So
Final
What was your
Fantasy,
what was your journey through that trailer?
what the fuck?
He saw no turn based and he automatically went, "What the fuck is this?"
It's a single player action game. This is not Final Fantasy.
Action
Yeah, that
RPG.
Whatever. I tweeted that this is from director Michael Bay, written by George R.R. Martin. Comes a tale. Final Fantasy 16. I mean, it's grimdark fantasy, and
quite
it's
dark.
action oriented. Like it's not Final Fantasy. That's how I feel.
It's got that in the name, so it must be. So
See, I
we'll
would
just go with you're wrong.
To
Yeah,
be
I was gonna
fair,
say I extremely
be-
disagree. Matt, I think unfortunately you are a person that wants the original classics.
Yeah.
And I don't think that will never happen again. I think and especially that turn based. I think turn based for you is a huge factor.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's never going that route anymore. And for me, I am so grateful and happy because I can play those games. I can play those turn-based games. I can play Dragon Quest 11 and be super happy to play a turn-based game all over again.
That's a great game.
But I will say, like, one thing I love about Final Fantasy 15 is that combat system. I love the real-time teleporting and switching and all that kind of stuff. I enjoy Final Fantasy 7 remake for its combat system because of its mix of real time and strategy. But
yeah,
it works for me.
I played the demo of 7 remake. I haven't bought it. I'm not going to play it. It's too chaotic. It's not strategic.
I was gonna say,
I
I'm
extremely disagree with you, and I've beaten the game. You can't
I'm
say
with
that.
Matt.
You can't
I'd like
say
to
that
get-
from the trailer. Oh, I mean, you can't say that from
Can I
the
say-
demo. That's not justice.
Can I say, just not about 7, but with about the turn-based, I'm with Matt. I would prefer them go back to a turn-based system because I loved the turn-based ones, but I like the aesthetic of this game, so I probably will pick it up. But yeah, you are right, Matt. Final Fantasy was turn-based, so since they're moving away from that, I feel like 7 was probably maybe a good mix. Obviously, you didn't like it, Matt, but I feel like it was. But it just pure on like action just seems a bit strange for me.
See, this is where it makes me really frustrated in regards to like when we have these conversations about this kind of stuff because, you know, like an example, Resident Evil has evolved. Is probably one of the franchises that has evolved more throughout its entire run than any other series. It's gone from like strict camera angles, constricted camera angles to full-on action game. It's gone so many different directions. But even when they remade the original, they still had it feel like the original game, yet different. And I think Final Fantasy can still be that. And just because it doesn't have turn-based, or like in Resident Evil doesn't have the set camera angles, it's still Final Fantasy.
I agree with
the
Mitch.
Titans,
Matt, you
it's
just
got
need
the
to get over
characters.
your preconceptions and just see that all the same JRPG bullshit that's been there through the entire series is
still
still
there.
all there.
All right,
So-
let's. Oh, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like it's just not for me anymore, and I'm fine with it being what it is, and people being happy with what they're making. Absolutely, go out and buy it if that's what the game you're into. But it's just not me. I'm not going to play those games.
Mitch mentioned Resident Evil, so let's tackle that one next.
Oh God!
I was watching the presentation with my wife. She was looking up stuff on her phone, and the trailer for Resident Evil started, and she stopped looking at her phone and watched this and said, "This looks really scary. You're buying this, aren't you?" Because we're both big horror movie fans.
Awesome.
So if she's interested in a game, that's something to be said. Because normally she's just kind of, yeah, that looked good. Are you going to buy it? All right. Whereas this, she was this looked really scary.
I laugh you say that, McWomble, because when Resident Evil 6 was announced, so like they just showed the kitchen, like before kitchen, and you didn't know what the game was.
You mean
and
7,
I was
right?
oh yeah, they're on 8. Sorry, yep, you're correct. Sorry,
Okay.
7.
I was just checking, yeah.
No, correct. So on 7, when I was watching it was like before kitchen, and you didn't know what the game was, and all of a sudden I just go, "This is too scary. I'm not going to play this game." And then once I got to the end, and it said Resident Evil 7. I was like, "Fuck, I have to play this game."
You got to play the game.
It's kind of like what your wife was feeling, but actually, I really, really did not like the trailer. I don't like this direction. I don't like it at all. I think it's not a good game.
How did you feel about first-person view in 7?
I think it's fine. No, that's fine. Like whatever. I'm like,
what do you not like? This looks like basically what if RE4 was in first person to me.
And that's what I don't like, because they're remaking RE4. What are they doing?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
It's way too similar.
Different. Okay.
Oh my god, it is way too
similar. That's a fair argument to make.
I will say, I think Capcom is onto something though, interesting. Whether this would be like the direction they go for Resident Evil, but I love these like tales to like set up the story of being like there once was a girl in the woods, and it's
very
like
weird. It's very un-Resident Evil.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like that could be either the direction they go for the future, or I think that's a completely new franchise you could do as like horror games based off tales. Like that would be so cool to do that.
Well, there's enough of them.
Yeah, there's enough of them, absolutely. But I think the final thing that like really killed me on that trailer was, I think, and Dan saw me when I said it too, because like we were watching it and I was like, "Oh, this is too much like RE4." And all of a sudden they go to the guy, and the guy sounds like the merchant and was saying to like, "Do you want to buy something?" kinda, but in a totally different way. And I was like, why are you taking the merchant from Resident Evil 4? What are you doing? Like, you're remaking Resident Evil 4. What are you doing?
He's quite different. I mean, it's a merchant, but it looked like Winston. It was like, is this Winston Churchill playing the merchant?
Yeah, it's a different character, but weird, it was still like done the same structure of this guy talking to you saying, "Do you want to buy something?" Like he's such a. The
so
merchant
if you're
is
just
such
window
a
shopping, look as long as you want.
Yeah.
I mean,
you knew that's the merchant in the
game. The game. And
yeah.
The big thing is RE4. Like one of the biggest staples of that game is the merchant. So like. He's like a huge character in that game. So like
we've already gone over the fact that by the end of the game you can't be a stranger. That makes no fucking sense.
Especially when he sells you stuff. But
I suppose that's true.
That's my complaints. Everyone else.
Come on, man. He opens his coat. There's like stuff in it. I'm easily amused. I'm sorry.
At least there's not candy in there or something like that. But you guys.
For a minute there, I thought you were talking about
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid. Yeah.
So I really don't want to forget this, because it was one of the funniest moments for me of watching this, which is when the God of War Ragnarok thing came up, and it said a new God of War is coming, and then through Discord, Evan just said, "Yeah, no shit."
Yeah.
No, it said Ragnarok is coming.
Yeah,
it's kind of like we all knew that game was coming. That's not.
We didn't know it was coming in 2021.
I suppose
if it does,
that is. I mean, it's going to be a probably early 2022 game, but still,
like,
that's way earlier than I ever expected.
Sure. I will say the it possibly coming out in 2021 is what they wanted to be the mic drop. I'll give it that. And Mitch, I know it's your favorite game of all time. It is an amazing game. It's might be in my top 10, top 20. I love it to death. But yeah, it's like, okay.
You're more interested in
War 2. Fuck yeah, man. Everyone's hating on Arcane Studios, and I'm sick of it. They make great games.
I'm still hating on Arcane Studio, bro. Sorry.
I don't care how it
problem
looks.
Problem is, Evan, you won't want to play with us. Like I'd play Deathloop, but you wouldn't want to play.
It is a multiplayer
with me,
game.
So that's one of the mechanics of the game.
No, not if you're gonna try to kill me. I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to be your enemy.
I was telling Dan that too when we were watching it. And I think
giant baby.
Unfortunately, just horrible marketing for that game in general. Like I don't understand. I understand what they're trying to do. It just doesn't work.
Okay, here's the thing. I
think my issue
like
is
what they've shown, and they've made more sense of the game with this trailer. Like, oh,
For sure.
because you have to keep doing it over and over, they're telling you like you need to take out all these targets, but if you do this thing before this thing, those two targets that are in separate areas of the map will be in the same area and you can take them out at the same time. It's like, okay, you learn the map, you learn the patterns of these people, and you have to kill them as efficiently as possible type of thing. However, I love Arcane. Praise a masterpiece. Dishonored, Dishonored 2. I'm going to go to Matt's house and break down his door and steal his fucking Dishonored tarot cards one day. I haven't got him drunk enough to give me his address yet, but it'll happen one day.
I've
However,
got it. Don't worry, I can send it to you.
oh, sweet, man. Yay, there we go.
Now all we need to know is when Matt's going on vacation.
However, Matt. Actually, when you come to Japan, I'm gonna fucking go to your house.
I was gonna say when I go on vacation, I'll be good to see you guys.
Yeah. However, I'm sick of seeing this game. Like we've seen it 3 times. Like I've had enough, and I'm gonna buy it.
I'm surprised.
They just keep showing it.
I'm surprised that you actually understand what the hell they're trying to communicate, because I still don't know what the fuck this game is about.
I mean, as far as what I absorbed from this trailer,
really about anything. I think that's the point.
I think this trailer they definitely explained it a little bit better. But
I get that it's.
I agree with Matt. Like I still don't understand fully what the hell is happening.
So like,
once you die, does it reset the whole thing, or
yeah, like okay,
stuff
so
like that. Yeah.
it's a first-person shooter, but beyond that, I don't fully understand the mechanics, and so
I really hope there's no time limit on it.
Yeah, that and then also I was even telling Dan this was I felt as if the trailer was on fast forward by like 1.5 seconds. Because
trying to get too much information out.
No, it was because when he was going through the level, he would like teleport, but then all of a sudden the move to kill them seems faster than what I could hit a button press for.
I think they were doing weird edits.
So yeah, it was really strange. So I didn't know if it was the editing. I don't know if it like the teleportation automatically includes a kill, and it just really it didn't mesh that way. And then
it'd be an upgrade.
But I will say like. I wish this trailer was the first trailer that came out.
Yeah,
that is fair.
Because
I agree with that.
Because maybe if this one was the one that came out last time, because I think the first trailer, yeah, obviously it's going to be a little more abstract, which is fine. But the second trailer was just like the first one. This should have been the second trailer, and then if they're going to do the game one more time, they should have done something to show more of what Matt and I are talking about in the gameplay.
For what? And this is obviously complete conjecture because, as you said, we don't really know. But it seems like you play by yourself for like the first 1 or 2 kills, and then the person comes and hunts you down.
I don't know when the person comes into play.
Like, I don't really get when the person comes and hunts you down.
No, I don't know either. I wonder if they're on the other side of the map and they're just trying to find you.
Well,
right.
I don't know.
It's this weird. It's this weird asymmetrical thing where it's like if you're one character, you have 10 characters you have to kill, but if you're the other character, you have the one character that you have to kill, and that's it. Like I don't understand exactly.
But like 90% of your time is trying to find this asshole on the island. You know what I mean?
That's probably really infuriating.
Yeah, but is it 3 groups? Is it like the main guy, the main girl, and then like a group of 4 people? I don't.
No, it's a group of 8.
No, the targets are computer people. The targets are AI computer.
It's
people.
just one-on-one. It's one-on-one.
It's only one-on-one. It's a 2-player game.
And obviously,
it's 1v1, but also 1v8. So or 1v9.
Well, and then the girl that's trying to assassinate you, the other character, like as they're trying to find you, they're going to get into gunfights with the baddies on the island and take some of them out.
We don't know because we haven't seen that.
Are they? We haven't seen that.
Yeah, I think they do.
You have to, otherwise it'd be fucking boring.
But I wonder if she's hired from the Goonies to protect them. So like they wouldn't shoot her. She's on their side.
I don't think she is. I in that last video, I didn't really get that impression. I just got the impression that she was one trying to hunt you down, and then you're just in the mission as well, which would make it more fun because maybe it would pop up that people are dying, and then that way you kind of understand the location, and you have to try and
get over there quickly and see what's going on. I'm just disappointed they didn't show more Stray.
Stray.
I'm just disappointed they didn't show more
I
Stray.
don't care about the cat. Who cares about a cat?
You know what? They should make a game called Dog.
Yeah,
Dog.
I give
just
a shit.
Dog.
No, that's what Stray 2 is going to be, about a stray dog.
There you
No,
go.
that's
Stray
what.
cat, and then Stray 2,
we
Stray
all
dog.
better buy this game
No,
so
that's
that
what-
Stray 2 gets made. Stray 2, like dog. I'd buy that game.
But I guess to button this one up with a tie, unfortunately, like this game really has a lot to explain still for
Yeah.
itself, and that's unfortunate because it's
As
just
we
that
explained, because none of us
None of
know
us
what's
know.
going on.
No,
It's
yeah,
an
like
that's the
that's
issue. No
yeah.
one knows, and that's
Sure,
an issue.
fair enough.
Clearly, they didn't do their job.
Can we talk
Morales?
about?
What people's
Oh,
thoughts?
I was going to save that one for later. I was going to talk about
Oh,
quite
okay,
possibly
sorry.
one of the dullest video game playthroughs that I've seen in a press conference in a long time.
Which
Demon
was?
Souls.
Oh,
Oh,
I
man.
loved that.
I was-
What are you talking about?
Toombs is hovering over his keyboard. He wants to tear this podcast apart.
What are you talking about? That's not boring at all.
Him just walking through and then
Yeah.
killing one thing with one shot. It was so dull.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, this is Demon Souls. Isn't this supposed to be like super fucking difficult? You're just running through and just one-shotting everything. What is?
They
I
tweaked
didn't-
they tweaked
No,
the
it's-
numbers on that to get through that section because they wanted to show like this is where you start and this is where you get to the first boss and die. They must have
Yeah.
tweaked the
Well,
numbers on that because there's
I
no
guess,
way
but
you
it.
can block with that shield. There's a stamina bar. There's no way he could kill those guys that
That's what I'm
quickly.
saying. Like, it
for
doesn't.
sure.
It doesn't convey what that game is. So I agree with Keith.
You're exactly right.
But
yeah,
I-
it's disingenuous.
I
No, but
Well,
you
we
know what
don't
it
know
does,
that.
though?
They could have been
we don't know
grinding
if-
for 4 hours to be
Yeah.
able to one-shot all those
More like-
level 1
more like
enemies
20.
to get back to the boss to die in one
but I
hit.
think is that
To
they,
die in one hit. Yeah.
but they did die from the boss, and I think that's the significant thing to show like this is still difficult. I think the main whole point of that trailer is to like just it's for the people that played Demon Souls to say, oh my god, look
It's
at
fan
look at
service,
what
yeah.
you've seen. And then the other thing is to show off the super fast load times where things
Yeah.
would take forever to
Sure.
load, forever
Sure.
to teleport,
it-
and it's instantaneous.
It's a beautiful game. It is the background
looked
of
very
this
pretty,
episode.
yeah.
So,
What I
yeah.
would say is what it has done is all those people who haven't played Demon Souls. Oh, this one might be okay for me, and they'll buy it and hate it after like an hour, and then
That's
go,
a fair
"Ah, what?
point, yeah.
How do they kill people with one shot?"
but I
They were
also
right
think
before.
but I also think you make a good point slightly in Dan in regards to it's for the fans that maybe have known about
Yeah.
Dark Souls or have played Sekiro or have played Bloodborne but don't know what Demon Souls is because Demon Souls was not a huge hit game.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And so it only sold I think under 10 million copies and that was international.
Yeah.
So like it's not a huge name brand recognition. So I think the big thing for them, I think they're trying to show off. And Matt, I understand why it's like that may come off as disingenuous, but I think they're trying to show off to say, hey, this is exactly like your Bloodborne, where you're going through the level and there's some easy bad guys that you can get through, and then all of a sudden you get to this giant boss and you die.
Yeah. I mean, I
Right,
think
I
it's.
think that's what they were going to do. Yeah.
I think
It's
it's.
fan service. That's all it was.
I don't know how else you could convey it. I don't know.
Yeah. There's nothing in there that would have convinced me as someone who knows about the games and has no interest in playing them. There's nothing in there that would have convinced me to buy it.
And for me
Particularly
as a
if it's-
Bloodborne fan,
It's
I'm
70
excited to
quid or
play this
whatever it
game.
was.
So
Yeah,
like,
and
it worked.
that's absolutely fine.
And that's
But
what it's
your
meant to
Yeah. And Evan, do you need to go and help your choking fiance, or you're not fussed?
No, she just had some water. You okay? Yeah. By the way, we're recording. By the way.
So keep the choking to a minimum.
Hey, don't throw! How dare you throw empty plastic cases of? What is this? Are you okay? What is this? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just
So,
so casual.
hashtag Kingsfield, hashtag Armored Core.
Huh?
From Software.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right,
Oh.
whatever.
Sorry.
Before
Oh.
my time.
And
Don't-
Anyway.
BMT, that's gonna be my new phrase. Before my time.
EMT,
Take
baby.
BNT.
BMT.
Yeah.
well, Blue Point looked like they've pulled another one out of the bag as well.
Sony
Again.
should buy them. Like
Seriously.
Sony
Again.
should be buying them. And
That
they should
game-
after this they should let them make their own game.
Yeah, it does look spectacular, I am never going to fucking play it.
Yeah.
Me neither.
No, I'll play it. I'll play it for all of you.
I'll wait for 3 years. It'll eventually come on PlayStation Plus, and then I'll try it for 5 minutes, get pissed off, and turn it off and never play it again. That's what, like I did with Bloodborne. I got down the stairs, went into the first room, died 5 times. Like, fuck this game, disinstalled it, never touched it again.
See, this is what
Dan, Dan and I
can
had
do for
the
you guys.
exact
What
same experience.
I'm gonna stream it, and then you guys can join me in the chat and just watch. And I'll carry that's how I'll carry the load for you. So you've experienced it, but through my pain.
Sure. Why not?
It's so funny. That's why.
Should we get on to the game of the show?
Isn't there
there's a lot
still
more.
other games?
Not really. They didn't show
Harry
much.
Potter, man. Why can't we
Harry
not talk about
Potter.
Harry Potter
Oh,
Legacy?
all right, okay,
It's
so
amazing.
Harry
Alright,
Potter.
Yeah, so the
It's
game.
not even called Harry Potter. It's called Hardworks, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
Hogwarts
Hogwarts Legacy. I apologize.
So the game before the game of the show, then, with
Oh,
Hogwarts.
what? It's a RPG based on the Harry Potter franchise. Okay, great. Move on.
Before.
Can we talk about
before
Spider-Man now?
Harry Potter?
No.
It takes place
That's-
before Harry Potter.
That was,
So
that was the only thing I took from it. It's an RPG based on the Harry Potter franchise. Thanks very much. Bye.
But
Yeah,
I think you
I
also
am
like
not.
you get to explore outside the castle. Like there's some cool stuff in this that you don't get in the past games. So like
So-
I think there's a lot to work with here.
It's the Harry Potter game they always should have made, and they never
Absolutely.
did. And also they've moved away from J.K. Rowling's narrative, so you're not going to have fanboys, man going, "That's not accurate" or some bollocks because it's past
they
things, so
did-
they can
yeah.
kind of
Sorry,
freeload
Dan.
it.
Sorry,
Add all
Dan.
those
They're gonna
minigames
say
in.
it anyway. They're
I know
gonna say
they
it.
will.
They're gonna say because she wasn't involved that it's not.
I know, but they're all hating on her at the moment because she hates LGBT. So it's okay.
No,
So,
let's
no.
whoa.
This
I
is
don't know if you
an
want to say that.
apolitical podcast.
Yeah, let's move on.
Dan, I think you meant to say is there are remarks she has made that some people have found insensitive
True. That's
to the
a good point.
LGBT because I think they're in my stance.
I think we
like,
just
I
leave
don't-
it there.
I don't-
Anyway,
I don't
Be-
have a
be-
stance
be
on
one
it,
of those
but I'm
like
just
guys
saying. I'm just
that
saying
like hid under
there's-
the desk when that guy said like free Hong Kong. I'm just gonna.
No, sorry. I just want to make
Just
it
think
clear
about it,
that
Hong Kong.
guys. 10
I
years
just wanna-
down the line,
times.
when we've made our millions, they'll come back to this episode and go, boycott us because of my comment.
But I just
on
want
this,
to. I just
and
want to
as
make
well,
it
this
clear
is-
because it is a
This
big
is not a
thing. Is
political
that
statement.
there is
It wasn't a
two
political
separate
statement, I
groups
made
that
it.
one find it insensitive and not okay, and one group finds it just
Oh, yeah.
fine
No,
and
I
is
realise
part
that,
of
but
that
I mean,
group. So
But I mean, because of that, people might boycott this game. That's what I was kind of.
I don't
trying to
think
make
they
Well,
would boycott it. It's fucking Harry Potter. They would never do it.
Well, it's kind of. I would use the analogy of what happened at the Chiefs Texans game, where the Texans chose to stay in the locker room during the national anthem, and then they came out and linked arms at going across the middle of the field, and people booed, and then as soon as the game started, they cheered. So I think as soon as the Harry Potter game comes out, people won't give a shit and they'll buy it.
Like,
But also to be
shiny
frank,
thing.
to be frank, McWomble,
Sorry.
apparently, according to some people on the field, that it was actually just a group of people, a small group of people were booing, and they were right next to a microphone, so it sounded louder than it really was.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, it's still
in
the-
reality,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You've still got a cohort of people
Sure.
who
No, I get
felt
you.
like
I
that
get
was
you.
appropriate behaviour.
And that's what he was
And
Hey,
saying.
why is the
became-
national anthem at a fucking NFL game anyways? Can we? That it never used to be.
Well, the fly past and everything like that. They used to be, but what used to happen was, and people seem to have fucking forgotten this, is about 2 decades ago when the national anthem came on, they used to cut to commercial.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep.
So for
And also, the players weren't on the field either.
for a long period of time, the national anthem
For a long
was
period of
less
time.
important than trying to sell your kids sugary cereal.
Yeah.
or a
Now all of a
car.
sudden,
Now, all of a sudden,
everyone's
it's
an
big
asshole.
fucking
for-
thing.
Womble, you want to get you? I want another short fact about this national anthem thing and flyovers. Every time a jet flies over, the NFL does not pay for that. Every
No,
time a
it's the
veteran
military.
steps on the stages, the NFL does not pay for that. Taxpayers pay for that. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
well, it's because
the
the-
NFL should pay for it.
the military saw those games as a good place to advertise for recruitment drives, which is why now there's more emphasis on the military fly past and having military personnel on the field and having the national anthem shown rather than fucking commercials. So yeah, now we've fixed all that, and this isn't a political statement at all.
I got a star in Mario 64.
Great,
64. I was like, what are you talking about?
I don't know anymore.
Amazing.
All right, moving on.
I just want to quickly say something. The Harry Potter game, I'm very excited about.
Okay.
Open world. I'm all in.
It's an RPG set in the Harry Potter world, the Harry Potter universe. Great, thanks. Move on. So Spider-Man.
Character models look great, by the way. Character models look excellent in that game.
Dragon looks fantastic.
I refer my right honourable friend to my previous statement.
Yeah, I think.
You call me your right honourable friend. I
think Miles Morales Spider-Man looks fucking phenomenal.
Looks awesome.
This is the one game that I'm like, oh shit, I really should own a PS5.
Well, you can get it on PS4.
That's entertaining the idea. Oh,
yeah, but it's gonna run like shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gonna chug. This
chug.
game is not gonna look good on PS4.
Okay, if no one's been checking the Discord, Liam's just put in the file sizes. 105 gig for Miles Morales complete edition or whatever it was.
Ultimate.
So if you've got the all digital
50.
one, that's a big chunk of your memory.
50,
well, that's basically every game.
It's 50 for the standard game. It's 50 for the standard game. The 105 is for the original Spider-Man and
and then I think the biggest thing, a surprising thing I was catching on this, and again, I'm sorry we're going to get political for a minute, but what a time for an African American lead character in a game in a time where his mom is running for office about two factions.
He's Puerto Rican as well, yeah?
Two factions.
Yeah, he's mixed.
He's a mix.
Yeah.
Two factions of organizations and peaceful protests breaking into violence. Like, what a time to, like, if there's perfect timing for a game like this to come out, this game is going to sell like hotcakes. Like, it's going to cause lots of anger. I'm sure it's going to be very divisive. It will be very divisive. But I think
I
agree with you.
Is the purple color on the Tinkerer's suits, or potentially the fact that the Tinkerer appears to be a woman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. People.
I think the ultimate thing
of this, the Tinkerer.
Yeah, that's the name of the
fucking
character.
Kidding me?
Tinker.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately, in the end, like, it's going. If anyone can write a good story about something as divisive as this issue, I think Insomniac has proven in the last Spider-Man game that they can do that. So I think that it will not be as divisive as I think people would give it. Like, people will think it is. Because I think
divisive as they care about the race of the main protagonist, I suppose. Like, I don't know how much they're going to dig into that in the game proper.
I'm sorry. You know what I think is fucking
I'm talking
cool?
about the factions.
He shoots lightning. He shoots lightning and changes. He becomes invisible. That's what I like.
Yeah, like I didn't know, because I don't know. I haven't read any of the comics. I didn't know he had different powers.
Yeah,
so when he jumped in the air and he like shot red lightning, I was like, what the fuck? Is that like the suit? Like, what's going on?
No, it's called Venom Blast.
He has a paralysis power, basically, to paralysis. And then also,
no, I have not seen.
Have you not seen?
I have not seen Into the Spider-Verse. I'm sorry. I know.
So I would highly recommend, if there's like a comic book you should read in the Spider-Man universe, Miles Morales is a great one. Is one that's really easy to step in and read. And
How dare you, Peter Porker? It's got to be.
He's dead. Doesn't matter. But anyways, I think. Yeah, so he has that ability, and then he also can turn invisible. And I think his web shooters are actual natural. They're not science based like Peter Parker's are. So those are natural. But the one thing I will say about the gameplay, holy cow, is I think they're going for juggling is a huge aspect of this game, and like using air combat basically. It's really impressive.
It feels like the serious moments in the Uncharted games.
Sorry. Elaborate.
I don't understand. Yeah, elaborate. I don't
like the
mean.
train scene in 2, right? At the very beginning of the game.
Are you talking about this bridge scene that they showed?
Big set piece moment.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it feels like that. which I think is
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Like I enjoy that stuff.
Right,
Big
like
moments.
the first game they did the helicopter scene to show off
In the crane, they did that.
and the crane.
Yeah.
So like they do the bridge
train.
scene. See,
Yeah,
the
the
train.
bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
I did like
Yeah.
the little nod to the scene in
The Spider-Man movie.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
Where
When
he's
he pulled
pulling the
it.
ferry back together and Miles Morales
Yeah.
is holding the bridge together. Basically exactly the same scene.
Yeah.
It's more Spider-Man, and that's not a bad thing because that game's awesome.
Yeah, but I do like the way there's similarities between the first game and this one. But the fact that you've got a different set of powers
Yeah.
now means that they are changing up the combat to what appeared to be a much greater degree than I expected.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's
like
really
Mitch was talking-
aggressive.
Yeah, I
like I
think-
think that's the biggest thing as I got out of it is Miles Morales is an aggressive character, and not
He
necessarily
can
as
be
like
because he's got the venom blast where he can
yeah, and he's like
shoot
swooping down
loads
and
of people up in the air or blast
Yeah.
people off of bridges. That guy totally wasn't dead. Miles Morales doesn't kill people.
does he? I don't know. I'd have to read. I have to look back in the comic or like
No,
read
he's
about
saying
it. He
he's
might
fine.
kill
people.
They
people.
don't kill people.
No, yeah, he's like Superman or Batman. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
it
they
just
don't
it just
kill
puts him to bed for like another 2 weeks.
yeah.
Coma. They're not dead. They're
No,
just in a coma.
That was the one thing I think when we first found out about this game, we had talked about it and was like, well, it could just be a reskin of the Insomniac PS4 Spider-Man. But if they do it right and they include these extra abilities and these new powers, it'll be a very different experience. I think that's exactly what they showed us. This was game of the show for me. I don't know.
My ultimate question to you guys: do you think after this game comes out that Spider-Man 2 will actually feature both Spider-Man and Miles
to.
in between
Yeah,
their
that's a good-
sequences
I think it
together
has
because
to.
they
I
have
think
the
it has-
character models down and they have the combat down for each of them?
That'd be awesome. Yeah. That's.
I don't
Would
know.
they do a
thought about it.
GTA? Would they do a GTA 5-star where you can just change mid-game?
I
see what
don't.
they're doing and
I
then
don't know
living
if
their
that
lives
would.
and then
I
you
don't.
go and do
Story wise,
your,
I don't
like-
know if that would work.
That
But
would work.
like,
Yeah, true.
I'd imagine it more like the Peter Parker Mary Jane sequences, where it's like Spider-Man's your main character, but
It
then
switches
Miles
to
will have
Miles,
his
sure.
moments where he gets to be able to shine.
Or they just do another game like this, which is a pseudo expansion pack, and it's going to be Spider-Man 2099, where you've got even more and different abilities.
Or Spider-Gwen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're going to go that far.
Spider-Man.
I think they're really satisfied with the first Spider-Man, and there's still tons of story to tell, especially with
Well, there
you
is,
know,
yeah.
Harry Osborn is going to come back as the Green Goblin. There's Venom.
What? Yeah, Venom. I'm excited to see Venom. When I was a kid, I absolutely loved Venom. He's not the most interesting character when you really think about it later, but when I was a kid, absolutely loved Venom. So
Yeah,
I'm
they
interested
just
to
have
see
a
what
lot
they
on
do.
the table that it would be a disservice
Venom-
not to go back to
That
the
Venom movie
Spider-Man.
is fucking terrible, by the way, but that's a
Yeah.
story for another time.
With Hardy.
I liked it. I don't think it was
Oh.
excellent, but I enjoyed it.
I love
can't
Tom
wait
Hardy
for the
too.
sequel.
Like,
I'm
that
excited
guy's
for
my
this.
boyfriend.
I
I think I've
I
said
think he was a great Eddie. I think he got
he
the
did his
he
best.
got the mannerisms down. Like I loved that. I loved that about him. Like I'm so excited for him and Carnage.
I
Oh,
thought
it's gonna be so
thought
good.
Tom Hardy was an awesome young Jean-Luc, but that's me.
Oh yeah, Nemesis, man, deep cut.
All right, so
How do I know that, by the way? Sorry.
I don't know,
We
but I'm
figured out
glad you
who
do.
Evans on the news. We figured out who Evan's man crush is.
Oh wait, no, I said this on Podcast Reel years ago. I get hard for Tom Hardy and I bend fast for Michael Fassbender. Those are the two.
And fast, Michael Fassbender.
Wait, what does bend fast mean? How do you bend
Included
fast?
in the Year of the Evan package is a Michael Fassbender bending Evan over.
I want the pack. I want the Tom Hardy
Six pack.
Michael Fassbender double pack, like
Oh,
action figure action figure slash.
He's got a shovel and he's digging himself bigger holes.
oh shit.
And on that note, any final
Rated
thoughts?
M.
I go ahead.
I thought it was. So in total, I thought there wasn't. It was okay. There was a lot of repeat stuff, so it was kind of like, why didn't they just give us the price a month ago? But hey ho, the price was where I thought it was going to be. I wasn't shocked by the price, and the release carnage was the release pre-order carnage was ridiculous.
It's a good sum up.
It's kind of my summary.
I was just gonna say, I think the showing off of games is just, even though the exclusivity now we found out for Final Fantasy 16 will be only a 24-month full year on console exclusivity. What?
I said, of course, it was going to be like it's Square.
I couldn't. Your mic was muted for some reason when you said it, so I couldn't hear you. But yeah, and I thought so too. I did, like, at first I did think it was because of the way they verbed it that it was full exclusivity, because I wouldn't be surprised if Sony paid them a bunch of money after Final Fantasy VII doing so well. But anyway, like, I think Sony somehow, every time I think they have enough games, like good games that they can come out with, they keep coming out with another one. And it's like, it doesn't even have to come from their first party anymore. And that's just amazing. Like, that's just, how can you beat that? Not only do you have your first party as some of the greatest games ever made, now you have third parties coming in and giving you huge exclusivities on some of their biggest games. Like, I just don't know how Microsoft can dig themselves out of a hole. And unfortunately, I think the other part is Sony's head dissed on Microsoft and said, your Game Pass ain't going to last forever. You're going to lose so much money. And that's why they're not doing Game Pass. Oh, we didn't even talk about PlayStation Plus, but okay.
Dan, are you raising your hand to speak?
Yeah, I just want to say, I think you're slightly flawed there. Any deal with this Christmas, if I'm a parent and I'm walking in $28.99 a month for the next 2 years, my child's getting a new console at $449. They're probably not. So I think Xbox is going to do.
Well, they're going to get my money
because of Game Pass.
Well, no, but
they're going to probably get mine eventually.
Dan, but
well.
you're talking about initial sales. Those are all going to sell out. That's not. It's no question in regards to like Microsoft and Sony selling out their first huge loads of Xboxes and PlayStations. That's not into question. It's down the line. What games are you going to play, and what can you play 18 months from now? And so far, Sony has so much in the bag in regards to loaded games.
What will I be playing 18 months from now? Probably the entire Xbox back catalogue, because I can't get a PS5, so I'm going to get an Xbox Series X.
And everything on EA Play.
EA Play, man.
Because it's all included with Game Pass now.
But EA Play is only early access to a game. That's all it is.
There are some free stuff on there.
EA Play is... Yeah, there's loads of free stuff on EA Play. Loads of free stuff.
And then there's the what will I probably be playing? There's a remaster coming out sometime next year. I don't know.
So we've all heard for years and years. Let's see what happens.
I think I get what you're saying, Mitch, but I do think I know we're not really the casual, but the casual, it's at the moment this generation was a lot more PlayStation with the younger kids. I'd say PlayStation 4. With my sixth formers, they're all Xbox One because they all were big into Xbox 360.
Right.
And I just think with this, like Xbox being £28 a month, or if you get the S, whatever it is, I think that's going to actually hold up, because I'm talking not from our point of view, not from like in your mid-20s to 30s and whatever. I think the younger generation are going to do whatever's cheapest, and Xbox is that option. I think so. I think it will shift again. I do.
I get the price point, and that I think that's the biggest thing they have going for them. And if it is going to save them, that's going to be the thing that saves them. But again, like, I understand McWomble's point of saying playing a back catalog, but people want to play the future games now. And if you're going to spend, especially on the S, where obviously the hard drive is extremely small, we just looked at Miles Morales could potentially be 50 to 100 gigs. That hard drive ain't going to hold very much. Basically, you're asking that to be a Game Pass streaming device. And is there enough in that catalog to, if you've been on Xbox already, to be able to keep going?
Yeah, I think the other thing I'd say as well is, Mitch, again, for like everyday consumers, knowing that you don't have to buy a game if you don't want to for basically the next 2 years is also a major like incentive.
But I
Like,
think
you
also
could buy-
I think also the market is getting oversaturated with subscriptions, and
Yeah.
people are having to cut subscriptions now. There are apps to literally cut your subscriptions, and I bet mommy and daddy are gonna go look and go, "Hey, Tommy really didn't play much of his Xbox this week. Oh, we should just get rid of the Game Pass and just buy him a game." It'll probably be
Mom, please don't
Yeah, but
don't
with-
cancel my Game Pass. Oh.
That's Tommy, by the way.
But with the monthly, obviously with the monthly buy purchase, which is a lot of people are going to do, Game Pass is included, so you can't cancel that unless you're giving the console back.
I think
Yeah,
you're
you're,
banking
you're
too much.
financing. You're
years.
financing
But
the
I-
console though.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
you're
It's-
banking too much on people having good credit that need to be able to buy these consoles at $28. Because who knows what kind of credit score you need to be able to do that? Because you have to get credit approval.
right.
Like,
You
it's
do.
Not, it's not just instant to say yes, you get a console.
So I've looked
There
at
is
it.
credit.
I've looked at it.
Yeah,
Yes.
the credit's not that.
It's
yeah, anyway.
it's pretty ridiculous the risk that they're taking
Yeah.
financing these people.
Mm.
The only time that you actually run into a finance charge is if you don't pay on time or you don't complete your payments.
Yeah, but for the people that are going to be doing that is low
And you
income
can pay
people,
early.
and there's a potential that they could miss a
Oh,
payment.
you can pay early. Okay. That's...
You can pay early as well.
Well, no, I'm
just,
saying
I'm just
still
saying,
got it
I'm
for
just
2
saying the
years.
target market for the most part is going to be low income in regards to that $28. And for those people, mistakes.
I don't think so. I'm not on.
I don't-
I'm not. I wouldn't class myself as being on low income.
But I'm
yeah.
not
I
saying.
don't-
But again, you're
why
not
would,
part of.
Why would I forego? Because I
400
worked
quid
it
and you can
out.
go 28 a month.
Yeah. Why would I? Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's not just 449. It's 449 plus 50 plus 50.
Right. Game tax.
Yep.
And again, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that the vast majority of people that will do that method are the people that can't buy it outright. Because most people try to buy their devices outright if they can. That's all. So like it'll be really interesting to see this. I'm very excited to see how this will affect the
Again,
market.
I don't agree with that, but
No, me neither.
I think this is going to be the test case.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
is the test
It will.
case to see if the
this is the iPhone model for video games. It doesn't work.
yeah, and
I don't know.
if it doesn't work, it's just right. That didn't work.
The ultimate question is, do people view their video game device like their phone? And I don't know if they do.
Agreed.
I think for like you guys, where it works really well for you, absolutely. But for like the average consumer, I don't think they view that device as something like an iPhone. I think they view it as a expensive one-time purchase. And so I'm curious because I don't.
So
I
Mitch,
don't. I hope they
Yeah.
come out with the numbers. 'Cause
Mitch,
I'd love to see what
you're
people.
you're
finance.
going to buy a PS5, right?
I am
you're
going to
gonna
buy
sh-
both if I can.
All right, but for sure a PS5.
Yeah.
You're going to shell out the $500, and you're going to shell out however much PS Plus is every month.
Well, I'm going to already pay for PS Plus.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
So
but-
this is a great alternative for people that are they already own an Xbox, they already are paying for Game Pass Ultimate, right? It's the same basic
They
monthly.
pay $15.99, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. No, but I'm talking about the people that are not on Xbox's market, because those people, because again, 100 million over compared to, it's basically a 2-to-1 margin right now for amount of PlayStations to Xbox One. So it'll be
And-
interesting to see if that will be enough to pull them over.
Okay.
All I was trying to say was I've had like 5 or 6 colleagues whose kids are like 6 to like 13, and they've all said to me, these 2 new consoles coming out, which one should I buy? And I said, well, game wise, the PlayStation personally is what I'm buying. However, if you don't want to shell out £500, I would go for the monthly subscription, because your child can have a brand new console at Christmas and you're paying 28 quid a month. They go, oh, I'm already paying $16.99 or like £10 or whatever it is for some other
So
gaming
they're in the
subscription.
mindset
So,
of paying
all
monthly
encompassing.
for a subscription that
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'll just add
And that's
this.
what a lot of people are. And this is obviously
Sure,
case
because
study
I was going to
UK.
say, Dan, when I talk to
don't know about
when I
rest of
talk to
world,
the
but
same
UK.
type of market here in the United States, I get, well, I don't. Why would I do that? Why would I should just buy it outright and save the money, and
just buy it outright, and then I can save up for my next firearm.
Yeah, man. That is always step 2, the next generation console.
It's
First
consoles
you buy
for
the PlayStation 5 and then you buy the gun.
it's a console for your birthday, and then it's a gun for Christmas.
People don't realize
Christmas,
ammo is
yeah.
actually
But
where
anyway,
you spend the
so
most money.
I realize that's a different. We've got different logistics all over the world, but I thought the fact that Sony, like Microsoft, are going hard in. I think it's 26 countries they're doing the subscription model in.
And
That's
some
a pretty
dodgy ones
massive
as well.
gamble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're taking a huge risk. I just really would love. I hope they release numbers to say like how many people have tried it, because I'm just absolutely curious.
If
I
I've
would
just
probably go
offended
for
anyone
it,
by
if I'm
saying
honest.
that there's countries on that list that are dodgy, tough
you mean
because they're
financially dodgy?
No, don't
You
say
didn't
any of the
you don't-
names.
You
and
just
they
don't
won't
have to say
know
any of
who
them, and they won't know.
yeah.
Well, right now,
'cause-
Keith, the UK is pretty dodgy, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We're breaking international law and all sorts. Not yet, though. Maybe not.
All right,
So
should we?
we're only breaking part of international law.
True.
So it's
Oh,
fine.
but sorry.
Let's not go down
very,
that
very,
rabbit hole.
very last thing, because it is a big thing. We didn't talk about it really quick. Having all those games available to you for with your PlayStation Plus subscription, having all basically their first party from this current generation, and
No
some big
Horizon.
third party games. Yeah, minus Horizon. I'm surprised that one didn't make the list of all the games.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's because it's on PC as well.
Bye.
She's leaving.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
I'm guessing it was because it was. I'm guessing because Horizon's on PC, and I think they maybe just want to try to sell it. I don't know, but anyway, what do you think? Like for some,
It's on PC, and it's going to probably be released as a remaster, just like they did with Last of Us. They might even pack it in with the second game.
but I mean,
That's
I'm
why
talking
it's
about
not
PlayStation Plus right now.
And then your hard drive will be full.
All those games.
It's a poor competitor for Game Pass Ultimate, but it's a step.
I agree
It's a
with
step.
that.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yes.
And it's also great incentive for somebody who has not been on PlayStation this last generation, because then they can
That is
jump.
true.
They can jump in, say like, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna spend this to play online with my friends." So
You mean that's who this is for, huh?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not. It's
definitely
not
it's not for
for.
us.
It's not
It's
for
No,
you
it's
guys.
not for us
who
that
aren't on
bought all these
PlayStation.
games already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's 3 games on that I don't own, so I'm quite excited. I haven't played. What's it called? The weird bird thing. Last Guardian. That's it.
Oh,
Haven't
Last
played The
Guardian.
Last Guardian.
Weird
Haven't
bird
played
thing.
Persona
You know,
5.
that one game, the weird
Bird dog
thing.
Bird
The
dog.
Bird Dog thing, yeah. Haven't played Last Guardian, haven't played
There's-
Persona 5, and there was one other that I was like, oh, I'll probably play those 3 games now. And then one of my mates never bought God of War, got 2 kids, like never got around to it, played Horizon. So he said, when I upgrade to PlayStation 5 he said, I'm not going to buy God of War now, I'll just wait and play it on the
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus collection. So there will be some people out there who haven't played all those games, but for most of us, I think there's not much on that list, really.
And I think the ultimate thing is, like, I think Sony has made it abundantly clear, especially recently with their remarks, is that they are never going to do a Game Pass. So it'll be I'm interested to see if they will continue to add these type of quality games going into the future as their answer to Game Pass in some capacity.
Putting them in the PS Plus Vault type of thing. When you
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying,
I
like,
think-
you can
Yeah,
instant access it.
You know
like,
what they could have done, and I don't understand why they didn't, is if they just packaged in PlayStation Now with the PlayStation Plus subscription.
I have a feeling that to be honest,
That's
I
what
have
they
a
should have
feeling
done.
That might be
because-
where they're going,
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
and
because-
to be truthfully
because-
honest, I don't think they're done. Like, in regards to like showing us everything about the console, you may be able to pre-order it right now, but I think they will still show more things before
Because-
launch to show off the console,
Mitch,
and
I
that
know
might be
that's-
one of those things.
I know that's nowhere near Game Pass. They don't release new games on it. Eventually, it's old games. But actually, I've been a member now for 2 months. I've been playing a golf game, and now I'm going to cancel my subscription. And I've paid 12 quid, and I would have, if I bought it, it would have been 25 quid. I'm
Yep.
happy. I've got played the game. I wanted to play a few other games, like games I probably would never have bought. So it's not terrible. It's like Game Pass, really.
No, I did the same thing. I did the free
trial.
trial, and it was great. I played a couple games on PS2.
Because you can download now. The reason
Yep,
why I like
exactly.
it is you can download to console. The minute they moved to that model, I was more into it because having
Right,
to
I
stream
think-
is a nightmare.
I think we should call it, because I'm
Yep, right.
exhausted of this PlayStation fanboy experience. And because I'm only jealous because I can't get one. But when
I was
you're
only
out
very lucky.
forking out all of your $60 or $70 for all your games, I'll be playing games for free.
Well, and to be truthfully honest, I'm not going to be able to buy one until next year. So I'm
Right,
just going to have to wait.
So McWomble and I are going to be playing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer on our Series X's.
Oh, you guys.
Oh,
great
man.
time.
just
have
just
fun.
throwing it out there.
Have
If
fun
you
with
guys-
that
I'll be
last
playing
gen.
Deathloop with Evan.
If you guys
Trying
want
to
to
teach
join
him how to
in,
play
Last gen
multiplayer
graphics
games
there, buddy.
effectively.
Yeah.
Oh,
And on that note-
so last gen.
All right, Deathloop with Devin coming to Pixel
Yeah.
Pints podcast stream near you once I get a fucking PlayStation 5 and a camera.
Devin is
Oh,
actually
what- look-
is the
what a
final
lame
boss. And the magical part is Devin splits into two people, Evan and
And then finally at the end, the guy and the girl have to fight together.
the way your hands were going, it looked like you were like, and they get together and they kiss.
Sometimes they kiss.
Sometimes.